Working on Raspberry Pi will inevitably need some Linux and Python. So let us have a quick look into some common Linux and Python operations. Okay, so let us get into it. So I have the Raspberry Pi already connected here, okay, through VNC. So first let us have a look at the Linux things. So to run Linux CLI, that is command line interface, you need to click this. So here when you click it, you first find this. So Pi is actually the username, so we are logged in as user Pi at the Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is the host name, so our board name is Raspberry Pi, and this tilde symbol is actually for our home directory, which is home/pi. So we are currently at home/pi, so that will be always shown as a tilde sign. So any user, like if he is a like not a Pi user but say his user X, then he will be in home/x. Okay, so and dollar after dollar sign we need to type out whatever we want to write. So to list down the folder in this directory, we can say ls. So these are the files and folders that are here. So say now we want to get into something, so say we want to get into desktop. So to get into desktop, you can do two things. One is, because you are already at home/pi, you just type cd change disk to desktop. So mind the caps and small. So you are now into desktop. So if you go back to your home/pi, so what you need to do slash, you can type out like just a tilde, okay, like this, and you'll go there. And if you want to go to the root, you need to type out this slash. Okay, so if you see what are the folders there under root, so you can do ls. So you can see these are the folders. So we previously were into home, and then you can see these are the main folders. So say let us see one, say we want to look at sys, so you just type cd sys. So this is one way to get into sys. So what are the inside sys? So sys folders actually include all the hardware things. So though these are the things, firmware, and if you want to control pins, you need to get into sys. And so currently, like when I am typing like cd desktop cd sys, means I am giving a relative position. So from my current directory, go into this. If you can also type out the whole path. Like if I now want to go to my home/pi, I can type out cd /home/pi. So this is the absolute address. So I go back to my home. So in my home folder, say these are the Python files. So let me run one Python file. So anyone, say button.py. So if you want to run button.py, you should be in that folder and then type Python and then button.py. Okay, and enter. So maybe inside button.py, also when you push some button, something happen, otherwise nothing happens. So how to go out of this infinite loop? It is into an infinite loop. So if you see here inside button.py, let me open it in Thonny Python IDE. So here is a while true means a infinite loop. Whenever this button press, something will happen, otherwise there is nothing. So what we can do here to get out of this, what we can do, we can just type Control C, okay, and you are out of it. So let me check something if I have some Python that can be done. So let us do one. Let us open Thonny Python and we create a new file. So we just print hello there, okay, hello there, and we save it in the Pi folder, home/pi. Say the file name is hello, okay, save as a Pi file, and okay, so it is saved there. Now what we can do, we can go there and we can just type out Python hello.py. So this will run. So this is how this thing works. And then there are a few other things like so if you want to open a notepad, it is like Nano. So Nano is the default notepad that is used for command line editing. Okay, so exit is, you can see here, Control X. So you can press Control X and exit from there. And if you want to do something as a super user, you need to type sudo. So say last time we did a static IP address, so that is in the folder etc. So we wanted to change the configuration. So to change configuration, you need to have super user, right? So that is sudo super user do. So we are opening this notepad. So etc slash it was dhcpcd dot conf configuration file. So we are opening it as a super user, otherwise we will not be able to edit this file. Okay, so now we'll be able to edit this file because we entered as a super user. Okay, so Pi user is not a super user, but it is in the group of super user. Okay, so it can fire this sudo command. So if you are using such a username which is not in the super user group, so you cannot just run a sudo command. Okay, so you are just a normal user, you cannot run sudo command. Pi is not a super user, but still it can run super user commands because it is in the group of super user. Okay, so you can add any new user, and additionally you can grant him access into super user group, so he can also then run sudo commands. Otherwise he will not be able to do that. There is one Linux network related command, important command is ifconfig. So if you want to know your IP address, etc., you can try this ifconfig. So you can see because I'm connected through WLAN 0, so this is my IP address, internet IP address, and if you are connected through Ethernet, then your IP address will be available here in 80. Okay, so this is one important. And another is, if you want to know your router IP address, the gateway IP address, this you can just put route. So this is the router IP address or the gateway. Okay, so these two are important about network. Sometimes you will find that when you are running your Raspberry headless, that means it is connected to no monitor or display, and you connect it through VNC, you find sometimes the screen resolution is not right. That is like it is not a good view, not fitting in your monitor. So there is a way to rectify this trouble. There are two ways we can resolve this resolution problem. So the first one is go to CLI, command line interface, and type out sudo as super user raspberry -config. Okay, so this will open up. So then what you need to do, press down button, go to advanced options. Okay, and then again down button, go to resolution. Okay, so normally it is set to default. So default is actually this. So you can change this to any other option, and then press enter to set to that option. So this is first way of doing it. But remember, next time if you connect to some other kind of display, HDMI display, it will not by default take its size, but it will try to force your selected option onto that monitor. Okay, so this is one thing. If it doesn't work, okay, so I normally don't use this. So what you can do, so other way of doing is you get into this folder as a sudo get to boot and so config.txt and press enter. Okay, cannot open it, so let me do sudo nano in the notepad. Okay, sorry, in the editor, boot /config.txt. okay, now it open up. You will find normally these hashes are actually commented lines. Okay, so what we need to do, you unhash this part. This you normally found hashed. So remove the hash here, remove hash from these two as well. Okay, so these are normally force hot plug. So even if there is no display attached to the Raspberry Pi, we want to make it forcefully believe that there is a display. And then group and mode is if you want to know what these things are. So group is like, these are the groups, HDMI group. So you can read it here, what does it mean. and then you need to and the next thing we saw is HDMI mode. So for me 83 works. Okay, you need to check what works for you. So for me 83 is this resolution. 83 is 1680 by 720 at 60 Hz. So though I am using a Pi 3, I could apply this, and this works really fine for me. So this is how. Yeah, so next time you so when you now start up your Raspberry Pi without any monitor or HDMI display attached, so it forcefully takes up this configuration. Okay, but remember, in both the options, once you forcefully apply it, so Raspberry Pi will not actually by default take the default resolution what is needed for any new monitor that you attach to this Raspberry Pi. Okay, so if you want to go back, you please hash out this again and save it. So how to save it? Just Control X. Okay, it's going out because I didn't make any change, it directly came out. So if you make some change, after Control X you need to press either yes to for accept the changes, or N, so Y or N, yes or no for the changes, and you press Y, and then you press another enter, and it will be saved. And next time when you open up, you will get the same resolution every time. Okay, so now it's almost done. So let me show you one more command here. If you want to upgrade your Pi, I will not run this command here, but I want to show the command is this. I open this text editor. The command is sudo rpi -update. So this will download any new update in your and save in your SD card, and your Raspberry Pi will reboot, and you get all the update. So this is about the minimum Linux that we will be using. So the last, what you can do, you can get into this folder thing. Okay, the folder structure here. So these are the folder structure. This is the home folder and Pi, and bin is system file. So this is normal Linux setup, and there are only a few files which are specific to Raspbian system. Okay, one is sys to access the hardwares. Okay, so this is it about Python, about Linux. So let us now move into Python.